Hi guys, it's me Danielle, Danny Buttons, and I'm back again to do a color and chat update type of video. I'm trying to be fancy, and I bought this like background paper from Hobby Lobby. It's like a big piece of poster board, and it's a galaxy, so that should be fun. I have my camera up higher than usual though, so I can't see. So hopefully I stay in screen. But my coloring has been real weird recently. So I just want to get a video in. I miss you guys. I miss doing things other than wrap-ups. So let's see how this goes. Most of this month I've been coloring in this big kahuna, who I don't think you can even see in frame. He's so big. I would have to like super zoom out. So there's going to be a lot coming from this guy. I'm just in the mood for that. But I'm going to try something different. I'm coloring in a book I've never colored in before. I actually got this for my birthday, and I got it for this picture. I don't know why. I'm in love with this snake. I'm not like necessarily a snake person. He's just so jolly. But I'm not going to do that page today. I'm just not feeling it at this second. I think I'm going to do this page. So let me check one more time. All right, we're in screen. I actually, right before I started filming, am watching the Jenna Julian podcast. I don't know if anyone is big in YouTube other than coloring, but Jenna Marbles, it's been around a long time. I'm watching her podcast, and this, I was just flipping through, and this reminds me of their dog Kermit, so that's what I'm going with. I'm going to use my Prismacolors. I've just been using the small set because it's obnoxious to have the big set out, in my opinion. My space is never neat enough to have it out. I just realized right now, though, I didn't bring over the pencil sharpener. That's obnoxious. We'll see how far we can get without it. I have some pencils out from a different project I was doing. So that's kind of obnoxious too. I'm just going to put them back, and I'll have to remember later where they all came from. It's really not that difficult with the 48 set because there's not so many choices. Why is this not fitting? Something is amiss. I guess I can just shove over a blue. That's definitely not how it went. Oh, no, this is a red. Got it. Okay. You ever just like remember the order your stuff's in? And then that's what you gotta keep it in. So I'm just gonna color, see how it goes. I've been into doing patterns, so I feel like this is a nice mix of pattern and not pattern. I'm just straight coloring, and we'll see. I'm mostly gonna do him gray because, again, I'm thinking of Kermit, Jenna Marble's dog. So let's start with that. But yeah, I haven't done a color and chat in a long time, and I miss it. But I just have been in a weird coloring mood recently. I did not get much done at all in February, and actually I didn't get much done until February 27th, right after I filmed my wrap-up video, and then I did 3 pages in that giant color quest in like one day. I guess 2 days. But I don't know. I'm just like not inspired by my books that I have, but I don't really want to keep buying books if I'm not coloring as much. But I do want them. It's hard. I'm sure everyone goes through these phases, but I've been happy with my color quest. I think part of what happens to me is, especially now that I have like the channel and I post on Instagram, is I'm wanting to color for those places, and I'm like forcing myself to. And then obviously whenever you have to force yourself to do something, it's not going to be as fun. So who knows? That's what was happening. I just think this book is so cute. Did I show you the cover? Yes. What is it called again? I'm going to peek again. Hippie Animals by Design Originals. I got this at Michael's back in November. This is like in their area where they keep all the, now I can't remember any words, Creative Haven books. Okay, I keep having to peek and make sure I'm staying in screen. So, and I just thought it was so cute and so different that I wanted it. and I got it. But I don't know if I've seen really anyone else with it, so that's cool. If you find it, or if you like it, you should seek it out. I've never even really heard of this brand before. Oh, let me just show you. They do have some tips and tricks in the front, like different ideas for blending and shading, which I haven't read yet, but I think I'm going to, because I am like, it's always nice to keep learning and keep doing more and better. So that's nice in the front. It has a color wheel, which is super useful just in general to see what colors go together. And then it has some of the pages done, and it'll have, I mean, I guess I can keep showing you. So there's like all the details they added themselves with markers and pens, etc. And then on the actual pages themselves, let's see if I find one. Of course, I'm not going to. On the pages itself, it has what they used. So, yeah. I thought it was nice. That can kind of get obnoxious if you wanted just this picture, but it seems that it's actually perforated, so you could tear that off if it really bothered you, though I don't know if that would be more annoying just to have the bottom of the page gone. But yes, again, I keep having to like peek and stay on screen, so we'll see if that's obnoxious. Yeah, so my coloring has been weird. January was like such a great month for me hobby-wise, which is funny. It wasn't even just hobby. I just felt very well balanced in basically my entire life in January. I think it's because like wedding planning was over and the honeymoon was over and it was getting back to normal life kind of thing. So like I had more time to do stuff, do whatever I needed to do, and I kept very on top of all my chores, and I very evenly did all of my hobbies. And it was strange because sometimes I'll color all month long and that's all I will do in all of my free time. And then at the end I'll be like, oh man, I wish I did other things I enjoyed too. And I make myself feel guilty, which is ridiculous, but the truth. And then January, though, I did everything. I scrapbooked, I colored, I read a lot. I did it all. And then February, I didn't do as good. So, who knows? Point is, I am back right now, and I'm hoping to film a few videos today and get them coming out to you, because there's been so many new people around on my channel leaving comments that I want content. I need that content. So, oh, I didn't mention, this is actually a Koh-i-Noor pencil, because the 48 pack of Prismacolors does not come with a gray. It has a silver but no gray, which is pretty strange. I could probably have just used the silver, but I really like the color gray, so I ended up buying this from AC Moore a while back, and I just keep it in here and use it when I need to. So that's why it doesn't look like a Prismacolor, because it is not. So also with my big giant Color Quest book, I have Staedtler Duo Color markers that are water-based that I bought and then didn't end up really liking, so I was kind of upset about it. But I ended up using them in there because I'm not really trying to make it look pretty. I'm very much just trying to fill in the blanks. So it's nice to be able to use a supply I haven't been using that I purchased. Like, why waste the money? But also it gets the job done. I really do enjoy using markers. I'm just not good at it. And obviously you can't use all markers in all situations. So I'm trying to get better and get to do what I enjoy. That's really all my goal is. So I'm just realizing this is not sharp enough. I'm going to need to get up and get the sharpener. And I've like tied the microphone around my body so that it doesn't hang in the shot. So I'm going to have to pause. I will be right back. Guys, it was on my desk the whole time. I didn't actually need to get up. So that's how this day is going. but now I definitely know where it is, so. And of course, that makes me forget what I was talking about. Coloring in general, I guess. So yeah, February. I can just talk about February as a month. I don't even know what happened at the beginning of the month. It feels like it was years and years ago. The end of the month, the stomach flu came to our household. We got hit pretty bad. So Samuel and I have been together 9 years, and I have known him for 11 years now. In those 11 years, he has only vomited one time. So we were sitting down, enjoying our lives, whatever, and he had a stomach ache. But Samuel's actually in school. He's in an online school, and he had a test later that day. So he thought he was just like nervous from his midterm and stressed out, didn't feel good, whatever. But he's like, my stomach feels bad. He goes in to take the midterm. Since it's an online school, when you take the midterm, there's somebody, a live person, watches through a webcam to make sure you're not cheating, because obviously it'd be so easy to just have someone else take it or cheat and have another computer open giving you all the answers. So they actually have to have a live person proctor the test, and it's pretty funny when you think about it, but before the test starts, he has to carry the laptop around the room and show the proctor that he doesn't have like the answers on the wall and there's no one else in the room to help him cheat, whatever. And they have to show their ID, and they have to always be on screen because, again, maybe you have something taped under the table, so you can't go off screen. So he's in the other room, he's in the guest room, I'm in the office, and then I hear him being sick. And I'm like, oh no. So he's in the middle of his test and he's getting sick and I can hear it. And I'm like, this is not good news. So I run over. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. And I like run and I throw a bucket in the room and slam the door again. Because again, he's in this test. And then I go and I like throw in a roll of paper towels and I slam the door again. And I go and I throw in a cup of water and I slam the door again. And I'm like, I'm standing right here if you need me. And he's like, okay. And again, you can hear him repeatedly getting sick. And apparently the proctor had to have him tilt the camera towards the sick because he was out of screen. So this poor person, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, had to sit there and watch him be sick on screen. And that's rough. So he finished getting sick and finished the test, and he got a 93 on the test, so that was good. Didn't have to reschedule. But then all the rest of the night, it was on and off illness. And so I made him sleep in the other room. Well, actually, the first night, this is where our problem started. The first night, I ended up sleeping on the couch, and I made him sleep in the bedroom alone. And I didn't sleep in the guest room because that's where he got sick, and I was just like, let's avoid that. Hold on, I have to think of my next color before I continue. I think I'm just gonna do some neon pink and see where we get. So, I don't know why this whole book makes me want to do neons. Yeah. So I made him sleep in the bedroom by himself, and I slept in the living room on the couch. Then the second day, no more vomiting, thankfully, but he still was very, very nauseous, didn't feel great. I mean, obviously. But that second night, I was like, I don't want to sleep on the couch. This sucks. So let's switch. So I was like, I'll sleep in the bedroom, you sleep in the living room. And he was smarter than me, though, and brought out the air mattress. But we switched. Why would we do that? I'm not sure. Because obviously, then I got sick. So third day, he's sick the third day. Fourth day gets there, and he's ready to go to work. Luckily, I guess, it was President's weekend, so he didn't have to miss work. It kind of worked out perfectly. But unluckily, on that fourth day, I get hit real bad. So I don't know if I've had a stomach flu for years, actual years, because I've thrown up more than once in the past 10 years, but never like a stomach flu like this. So that was pretty miserable. I had a terrible day, and then he had to go to work, so he wasn't even there to help me feel better. And as you may or may not know, my dad lives downstairs, so we're like the whole upstairs floor, he's the downstairs floor. So he was checking on me, and he made poor decisions, and a few hours after I got sick, he got sick. So it was a very rough week for us, because just the order that it happened, it just took a whole week for the household, and that was fun and disgusting. So yeah, that was how my February went. So that definitely ate up a lot of my time. I really feel like I can't remember anything else that happened. I know I went ice skating with my friends. That was fun. There's a group of us that try to do things once or twice a month. So we went ice skating, and it was Sam's first time ice skating and our friend Dave's first time ice skating. Both of them had rollerbladed before, but never ice skated. And I don't think I've gone in about 8 years. So I don't like falling. I avoid it at all costs, which of course makes you more likely to fall because you're stressing yourself out so much to not fall. But yeah, I didn't skate as much as them because I was nervous about falling. Also, I have flat feet, so the ice skates hurt because they're so structured, because obviously they don't want people breaking their ankles and things like that. So you're really strapped into those, and they have really sturdy arches, and yeah, very structured, and it's definitely important, so I get it, but it hurts my sad flat feet. So I would skate a lap or two and then sit down for a while, and skate a lap or two, sit down. But it was definitely fun, and I would do it again. I also almost want to do it again because I feel like, having not done it for so long, that I was very nervous. But now if I go again, it'll be like, oh, I went a few months ago, so I'm gonna be great. But who knows? I think what I'm going to do, if you've ever played the games that, I don't remember the name of this game. It's like, I think it's called Fill In. And what you have to do is the same color can't touch. So right now, for instance, I can't do pink right here because that's pink, but I can do pink here. So I think I'm going to do that and see what happens, because I kind of have a vision. We'll see. We'll see how it develops. So, but yeah. And then we also, with that same group, we went golfing to this place called Top Golf. I think it's a chain, but I do not know how far reaching it is. But if there's one around you and you enjoy golf at all, like mini golf, or just trying new, exciting, sporty things, I definitely would recommend it, because basically you get it's almost like a driving range. I guess it is a driving range. And you get your own little area for your party, and you have your own little computer screen, and your names are all linked to it. And when it dispenses the ball, it knows whose turn it is, and it links to you. And then you have to try to hit the ball into targets. And if you hit the target, it knows where you hit, and it knows how far you hit, and it records all of that. So that's pretty cool, because there's really, regular driving ranges don't do that. You can kind of watch it and guess where it went, but this is very specific, and you're competing to get the highest score, to hit those targets, and it's just a lot of fun. And there's different levels of targets, so even if you are not very good at golf, which I am not, there are much shorter targets to hit that just even with luck you could probably get to. I had some whiffs, but I still hit those targets every once in a while. So it's a lot of fun. If there's one nearby and you're looking for something new and cool to do, I recommend it. Top Golf is what it's called. So we did that in February too. we went to see Sam's parents, and I gave them I made albums on Shutterfly of our wedding pictures, and I made one for my dad and one for Sam's mom. So I gave them that, and that was nice. I think they enjoyed that. That took me a few days to do. That was probably February too, right? I would assume so. So that was maybe the end of January, but that was pretty time consuming. I'm just trying to think of what to do these colors. I'm going to also take out my second color so I can kind of be doing them at the same time and see if it's looking good. And my second color is going to be this chartreuse green. So I guess I'm just going to fill in the rest of the spots to start. But I feel like I had so much more I wanted to wrap up with February, but I don't remember. I should take notes, but I think that would distract me. And the coloring itself distracts me enough. I don't want to be even more distracted. I can tell you that this year, I think I talked about it already in a previous video, but you know what? I've been enjoying it so much, I'm going to talk about it again. I have really gotten back into reading, and I'm so pumped about it because I, as a kid, was a super reader. I remember once taking off school to read. Like, my mom let me play hooky, and I stayed home and read all day, which is a weird choice for taking the day off, but I loved reading so much. That was my jam. That was my thing. And yeah, for a long time, the end of high school and college, I didn't read at all. I don't know why, what changed. I think it was at first just I got too busy to be reading for fun, because obviously when you're in school and you're doing your work, it's hard to find time to just also read for fun. But then for some reason, I let myself get embarrassed by reading, and that's really disappointing. And I don't know. Like, I would read, but then anytime anyone came near me, I would pretend I wasn't reading and hide my book. And I don't know why that is. So I'm so happy to be back into reading. I would say this is probably my third year that I'm back into it, but I've already read more this year than almost the last 2 years already. And it's just March. When is it? March 4th when I'm filming this. So I have really high hopes for this year to be able to get a lot of reading done and be my old self. Like, I love buying books. I love looking at books, watching YouTube videos about books. I'm just really into reading right now. So I have already read 21 books this calendar year. And I want to specify, though, a lot of it is audiobooks. I do consider audiobooks reading. I used to not, but at this point, I just want to be consuming books. So if that's how I'm going to do it, then it counts. So it counts. So I think so far I've maybe read 9 physical books and listened to 12 audiobooks, something like that. But audiobooks has been great because I used to only watch TV, and while I was coloring, I would have the TV on and I would get distracted, whatever. And that I just didn't feel good at the end of the day. I wasn't happy having sat all day watching television. But I can sit all day and listen to an audiobook, and I enjoy it. And also, audiobooks are so much more portable than even my television. So I would be watching a TV show and not want to go in the kitchen because I couldn't bring the TV show. So I wouldn't want to do my chores in the kitchen, or I wouldn't want to go in the other room because I couldn't get YouTube on my bedroom TV. So why would I go in there? But I feel like my audiobook I just bring with me. I love listening to my audiobook in the shower. That makes that much more enjoyable. Getting ready in the morning, just brushing my hair. I'm just always listening to it, and it's great. So right now, I just started. Hold on. I'm going to find it. It's off screen. I just started, like I'm on page 3 or 4. Let's see if you can see. Yes. Horror Store. This is supposed to look like an IKEA catalog, and it's so funny because it does. Okay, I'm back. So that was a few minutes. Samuel was texting me from work, and I didn't know if answering him would stop the video or not. So I did that for a few minutes. Hopefully he's done now. Psh, he knows I'm filming. Anyway, I was talking about this book that I just started. I'm like 5 pages in. I'm so excited about it. I just saw it randomly and I had to have it, but it's called Horror Store, and it's like an IKEA knockoff, and it's spooky. And it's funny because it's supposed to look like their catalog. There's like instruction pages and things like that. I'm very excited to read it. I've been reading so much. So happy. I just finished the book, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which is a Groundhog Day type book. So if that's your jam, it was pretty good. I actually just read another Groundhog Day type book in February. So I feel like if I didn't read them so close together, I would have liked this second one more. But it definitely was thrilling. It was a thriller, but it was thrilling. At the end, I couldn't stop. It started kind of slow, but then everything just kept building and building and building on each other. So it got better and better. I'm really nervous about like giving reviews because I don't want to spoil anything. I feel like since I haven't really done reviews before, I don't know what would be spoiling. So I'm going to avoid that. I'm trying to think of what other colors to do. Maybe I'll just do the loopity doops. Pink too? Nah, yes. I don't know. I'm actually kind of a little bit dizzy right now, so we'll have to see how that develops. But yeah, I'm feeling a little strange, so if I stop abruptly again, that could be why. I don't know. I'm hoping to have a really productive day, though, so hopefully this is fleeting. Samuel now, again, has a cold, so he was again back in the living room on the air mattress. I think since we've been married, we've spent more time apart than before we were married. So that's pretty funny, but hopefully it will be over quickly and he can come back because it's strange him being out there. But better safe than sorry. I really don't want to get sick. I feel like every time we go on vacation, I'm sick. And we have vacation coming up in like 3 weeks. And so I just don't know if I should just be near him and get sick and get it over with, or if I should avoid him and try to miss getting sick altogether. Obviously, not being sick is better than being sick, but I don't want to avoid it and then catch it and then be sick on the trip because it's just miserable. I've been sick before on trips and I don't want it again. It's not how I want to live. Also, I just realized I've done both of these backwards. That was my mistake by using my second color. I have my like Derwent eraser, like I don't know if it's going to work on this much detail. Let's just give it a shot. I feel like that's not working that great. I don't know how loud that is for you guys. It's pretty loud here. Let's see if I can go over it. I think you can tell. That's upsetting. Okay. But yeah, anyway, I would love to know what books you guys read. So let me know in the comments what your favorite genres are, maybe like what your favorite book ever is. I really am mostly into mystery thrillers. I have been listening to the Sue Grafton Alphabet series, which I just started last year. I'm actually on You already, but it's so unfortunate because Sue Grafton actually passed away. So she's never going to finish the alphabet. She passed away after publishing Y. So she got so close, and apparently, like, her family said they made a deal that no one's ever going to finish it for her. She doesn't want a ghostwriter. She doesn't want anything like that. So the alphabet ends in Y. And that's like, oh man, so close. But I've been enjoying that. I find I really like listening to private investigator crime stuff because it's easier. There's so much detail they usually give you that I find it hard to focus on reading it sometimes. So obviously listening to it makes it a lot easier, helps visualize quicker. I've also been listening to Agatha Christie. She's like the queen of the genre, and I really had never experienced any of her work. So I started last year. I read the two big ones, or the two biggest, I would think, which was And Then There Were None and Murder on the Orient Express, and I really enjoyed them. And then I decided I want to do more. I want to listen to more. I want to read more. I just think she's got to be the most popular author ever for a reason. I heard, or basically all the backs of her books say that after the Bible, she is the highest sold author. So that's pretty darn cool. So I've been enjoying her stuff. I listened to The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and it is by far my favorite. It was so good. I was actually gasping at the reveals at the end. So if you have not read her yet, or if you just haven't read that book yet, I highly recommend that. But multiple times I was like, so that was fun. But I think I've read maybe 8 now in total, and I'm enjoying them a lot. And right now I've decided to go through the Hercule Poirot books first, because why not? Got to start somewhere. I actually have on her website, she has the list of all the books in the order you should read them, because I guess she probably wrote some stories later that fit earlier into the timeline type thing. So I've been doing that in that suggested order. Now I'm yawning. Cool. Okay. What next do I do? I don't know. So I think I'm just going to keep moving on. This is how I color, and I feel like it can be frustrating for people to watch, but it's how I do it. I just jump all over the place. Also, I'm sure you can tell, I zoomed in a lot because I wanted to be able to see what I was doing. So unfortunately, now the whole picture's not in screen at once, but I think overall it is for the best. I think I'm going to make a crazy decision. I don't know why this is sticking out to me, but I want to do an almost navy background and then the stars in yellow. And I also have my Color It glitter gel pens next to me that I might whip out for some stuff. So where can I test this? I don't know. I'm just going to test it on this side of the page that you probably can't see. I don't know why this is oh, you can see it. Duh. I don't know why this color is calling to me so much. It's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to start on the whole background while I keep thinking and talking. I don't know if I should try to break this up into 2 videos. It seems like it might be getting long, and that might make sense, but then I'm worried. I'm always worried that this by itself is too boring because it's not very much done. So it's constant struggle. But whew. What else have I been reading? So those are the 2 things that I'm listening to, and I kind of go back and forth. And when I'm done with the Sue Grafton, I plan on doing probably the Janet Evanovich books, the One for the Money series. I had read the first, I think 3, 5, 6, 7 years ago, but I don't remember. And I obviously stopped after that, and I think they're up to about 26 now. So I think that'll be a good next step for me. Here's a weird thing I do, and I am kind of doubting myself now, but I love books. I used to collect to collect. I wanted to have rooms full of bookcases, just more and more and more, whatever. I kind of realized that that's not necessarily feasible. I think when I was doing that, I tended to buy more books and not read them because I was collecting them anyway, kind of thing. So I don't know why I wanted to do that. And I also rarely reread anything except Harry Potter. I cannot remember rereading something besides Harry Potter. And I know I just said I was going to read the Janet Evanovich, but I bring that up for a reason. So, in the past few years, right after I finish the book, or every once in a while after I finish the book, I've been donating them to library sales, things like that, and getting rid of them, which kind of makes me feel better. I'll give them to friends, or I'll ask friends first, and then if they don't take them, I'll donate them. But I kind of been feeling pretty good about passing them on. There's one or two authors that I just keep everything, because those I am collecting. Why I've chosen that, I don't know. I think it's just my collection started so big for those authors that I just decided, let's keep going. Who knows? I don't know. But the problem I'm finding with this method of getting rid of the books right after I read them is that my shelf is filled with books that I might not like. You know what I mean? So they're obviously still on my shelf and are not read because I didn't feel like reading them when I was picking my next book. So some of those books have been there for years and I haven't gotten to them. So I kind of feel conflicted on getting rid of all these books I'm enjoying. And I don't know if that's silly or not, because there's still a lot of stuff on there I like. And I have purged otherwise and gotten rid of books that I haven't read, but I definitely do that less often. So I don't know. So that's kind of a question too, is what are your book habits in general? Do you keep everything you've ever read? Do you reread stuff? Do you donate right after? Do you only really use the library and not collect at all? I was on a good kick that I was using the library, but I don't know. I don't like having the due date. It just makes me not want to read, to have that restriction, confinement. I don't know. So I like owning the books, and I think that's it too. Is that for me, buying all the books is a lot of fun. Getting rid of them without reading them feels like a waste of money. And kind of keeping them, never reading them again, almost feels like a waste. So for me, donating them or giving them to friends, I feel like they're getting used. And I feel less guilt. I don't know if it's guilty. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now I'm just going somewhere else. But yes, all of that to say, I'm reading Janet Evanovich next because I have like 4 of the books in the series that I want to donate when I am done listening. So, whew, that was a mouthful just to say that. And that is why I'm thinking of rereading them, because obviously re-listening to 3 out of a series of 26 plus is not the worst deal in the world. And I do think reading the first in a series will probably be good to remind me of the storyline. I find a lot of the time, that's another good thing with these private investigator, bounty hunter, cop, whatever stories, that yes, they're a series, yes, they go together, but they're not always necessarily important to read in order. I mean, sometimes they'll like reference things, but a lot, I mean, I haven't read them all yet, so I can't be positive, but a lot of them you can really pick up in any order. So, so I'm going to do that. But other ideas, I kind of want to listen to the James Patterson, is it called Murder Club? What is it called? I don't know. But the one that's like first, man, I'm really blanking. Hold on. I have it written down in my bullet journal. Some of the series I'm thinking about listening to. Nope, it's the end of January. Ah! The Alphabet, Agatha Christie, Stephanie Plum. Hannah Swenson is the ones that are like, what are they called? So the chocolate chip murder, or it's all baked goods, and those seem like a lot of fun. Women's Murder Club, that's the James Patterson ones. And then Flavia Deluche, I don't know how to pronounce that one, but that's another series that I'm intrigued by. So those are the ones I'm thinking about listening to, and some of them I already have physical books, which is what's encouraging me to do that. Also, here's a fun and weird thing. I used to be very anti-hardcover, and I really liked mass market, and I'm basically the opposite of that now. I don't like mass market anymore. They're just too hard to hold, honestly, and I've been getting hardcover. And I think part of the reason I've been getting hardcover is, at least at Barnes & Noble, where I do majority of my shopping, the hardcovers end up going on bigger sales, which doesn't make total sense to me, but that seems to be what happens. So it just ends up being cheaper. They'll go in the clearance area more often. I get 40% off most hardcovers, possibly all hardcovers, because I'm a Barnes & Noble member. So it just almost makes sense to get the hardcovers. And I made a book sleeve. Oh, that's what I did in February too. Oh, it's in the other room though. I used my sewing machine for the first time, and I got it for Christmas 2017. So I've just been better at reading hardcovers. So, yeah. Honestly, those of you who do these long color and chats, I don't know how you do it, because my throat is already starting to kill me. It is dry. So I think when I finish this blue, I'm going to stop for part 1, take a throat break, and do part 2 in a little bit. But yes, but please tell me what kind of books you're into, because I want to read them all. I keep buying them though. I really do have to keep reading them. So I went to the Barnes & Noble book haul sale, which they definitely hyped it up more than I think it really deserved, but they had 400 or 500 different books were on sale for 50% off, and there definitely was something for everybody. And I ended up buying, I want to say 8 books in 2 trips, and not all of them were from that sale. So they got me. They sucked me in, but I'm just so happy to be reading again, guys. Ugh, I love it. Also, can you tell how sloppy I'm getting? This is what always happens to me. I get near the end and I get super sloppy, and I just want to get through it, and that's not the way you should do things. I'm disappointed in myself. So this might turn into a mess, because I realize I'm wanting to do the yellow. I'm just thinking of doing orange as another color down there. I'm thinking of bringing out my gel pens. Who knows how this is going to turn out. Also, this is streaky as heck, this background. But whatever, we are enjoying the process. I think in my next video, I want to talk about coloring books themselves, your wish list, my wish list, what new and upcoming stuff's happening. I feel like I'm not always in that world as much as I want to be, and people be like, oh, 3 months and this new book's coming out, and be like, what? How did you find out? So I'm going to talk about all of that and more in my next video. So if you're enjoying this picture and want to see where the heck we go with it, you should subscribe and tune in again for part 2. Now I'm making myself yawn. Oh no, I don't want to yawn. Oh, also, I 3 videos in a row forgot about my new microphone. So it is back on today and hopefully helping us out. But it always seems so strange because it's basically right on my neck. So I'm worried that you can just like hear my neck make neck noises. I don't know if neck noises are a thing, but they seem like they could be because it's where all the sound comes from. Who knows? Whew, okay. Voila! There we go. Part 1. Does he have a name? Do these guys have names? No, there's just quotes. I don't think there's names. No, but there he is. Kermit from Jenna Marble's dog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, stick around for part 2. Subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!